Hello, everyone. My name is Mano Behera. I'm joining you from Chicago. Um, I'm glad to be speaking to you all today. We have a quick minute here to get started. Please use the chat box to introduce yourself and tell us where you're joining from. I see some of you have already joined in the chat room. Amy from New York, welcome. Devin from Alabama, welcome. Glad to you are able to join us today. Please confirm you are able to see the video screen. It says restaurant marketing strategies to grow revenue. Once you confirm, we should be ready to go. This is already 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're ready to go. Once I get an okay from you that you're able to see the screen and hear me on the voice, I would get rolling here. Lance, welcome. Where are you from, Lance? If you could just say a city, that'll be great. I'm just typing on the chat box, wanting to confirm if you're able to hear me. Once I get a yay, we should be able to get rolling over here. Great. Lance from Ohio, welcome to the webinar. Fantastic. Stephen, thank you for confirming. You can see and hear me. So we're ready to go. This is already 3 o'clock. So to be respectful for everybody's time here. Great, fantastic. So again, welcome everyone. I'm glad you're able to join us today. I am Mano Behera again, speaking to you live from Chicago. This is June the 6th. June the 8th, and Monday, 3 p.m. Central Time. So today I'm going to reveal 7 restaurant marketing strategies to grow revenue. So in this presentation, I'm going to share how you can leverage digital marketing and emerging technologies that works for your business. So I'll be covering a lot of information within the next 60 minutes. So please feel free to take your notes, pens and pads. But I do plan to share a replay of the webinar as well. So if you miss something, don't worry, you can catch up later. But there is a lot of information, and I do plan to share that within the next 60 minutes. We'll try our best. Okay. So the first question is, who is this webinar for? Just to set the expectations, and this is if you are a restaurant owner, whether you just opened your restaurant or planning on a new location, or have been running the business for, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 plus years, and you're looking to either create a buzz locally or establish or grow the business, you will be able to use some of the digital strategies I'm going to share with you today, and very effectively, depending upon the status of your business. So please stick around. Okay, so this webinar is also for you if you're a restaurant manager, and if you're seeing a situation where there is competition come up, and you're seeing big chain competition invest heavily in digital and advertising. And so today, I will show you how you can effectively reach and engage with your customers. Okay. Now, if you're in marketing, you're a marketing manager and have to deal with a budget, and wondering how, to leverage some of the new technologies coming up, I'm going to show you how you can maximize the return investment on your marketing budget and incorporate some new digital strategies into your restaurant marketing plan. So, and obviously, if you're in operations, if you're an operation manager, branding is important to you. I'll show you some digital strategies, how you can enable those metrics. Okay. Specifically, we are talking about, in other words, if any of these topics interest you, this webinar is for you, right? Filling empty tables on slow nights, elevating guest engagement, growing revenue. These are the topics we'll be talking about. These are the topics not of interest, then I guess, this webinar is not for you. the time spent somewhere else, right? So just setting the expectations. Now, I will be hanging out a bit longer past the 60 minutes, and we will have Q&A time at the end. But there's a lot of information, and we might not have much time. So go ahead and ask your questions in the chat box below, and I will address it along the presentation and during the Q&A time, right? And if we are unable to get to all the questions, then definitely I'll follow up through an email and reply to that as well. Having said that, let's get going, okay? Great. So I want to directly kind of show you what's possible. What are some of the scenarios? We talked about filling slow nights, filling empty tables. So I want to kind of, give some idea what is possible through digital marketing, right? Let's crunch some numbers. So you have 1,000 email subscribers, and doing a promotion in the slow night, let's say a Monday night or a Tuesday night, we're able to get a 3% redeem rate. That's having 30 visits through the door, and with an average check of 50. You're looking at adding a $1,500 to a slow night, right? So just running some numbers to get so you have an idea, like using some of the strategies we're talking about, how you can apply and some of the numbers behind those strategies. The next scenario I want to show you is an growth with engagement scenario, right? So now you have it, built your email base to 2,500, and you run 2 well-designed promotions per month, and with a slightly better redeem rate of 5%, and you're looking at adding 12,000 to your monthly top line. So again, just some scenario planning now. As you can tell, we are going to be talking about email, and later on during this presentation, you'll get an insight into why we're talking about email, right? And but other digital channels as well. Another scenario I want to show you is like top line growth campaigns. Now you do have a good size email list over 5,000, but here we're talking about running 2 campaigns in a year. Let's say a summer campaign and a holiday campaign towards the end of the year. So think of a campaign as a set of promotions targeted customers to do something, right? So we want the customer to do something, and our campaign is going to be able to do that. So we're talking about adding, 125K to our top line revenues. So the reason I shared some of this is, as you look at the strategies, we're looking at how it impacts some of our goals, right? So we want to give those ideas. Now, before I get into a little bit about me, some of you, actually, most of you probably, this is the first time you're talking. So quick introduction. I grew up in the eastern part of India, and this is other side of the world. And as I was finishing up college, I wanted to pursue entrepreneurship. So I now made a decision, to come to America, the greatest place for entrepreneurship. So took at that point of time, after finishing college, really took a flight and flew all the way to Miami, Florida, to pursue my master's degree in biomedical engineering, and home of the Miami Hurricanes. Then after finishing up that, I moved to Chicago, and I have lived there since. I have been involved with a few startups in my career. I've also consulted various Fortune 500 companies, involved with technology, innovation, and strategy at General Motors, Harley-Davidson, and McDonald's. So interestingly, as I was on one hand a part of the technology strategy team at McDonald's, implementing technology across 30,000 restaurants worldwide. On the other hand, I closely observed many independent restaurants in the local community and friends and family who own restaurants around the country. Now, they were working hard and running the business, but as they were trying to grow the business, they were either not leveraging the digital platform or doing it poorly. So when it came to the digital plan, it was pretty much a website, a Facebook page, and running a Groupon deal. And the website was static and not engaging, and for sure not helping drive the business. Facebook page again was a very one way instead of being conversational and engaging, right? And in some cases the Groupon story was well designed, sorry, not well designed, ill designed, and not producing the results they were hoping for initially. So overall the digital plan was kind of disintegrated and not aligned to the business goals. Now the other on one hand, I was seeing companies like McDonald's, Starbucks, and the Paneras. They were literally pouring millions towards implementing digital in the restaurants. But for independent restaurants, here was the problem. They didn't either have the in-house expertise or the big budgets to leverage digital effectively. But there was one advantage I recognize independent restaurants have, and I don't know if you can guess it or not, but I will just there is a question. I'm going to get to that in a moment, okay? But so the advantage there was, independent restaurants and the smaller businesses are nimble and can be agile, right? And so it's easy and to create and align the digital plan to business goals, make decisions quicker, and actually learn, try, fail, learn, adjust faster. Now with larger corporations, the planning cycle I was involved with was year and multi-year projects, and transformation initiatives was 5 years plus, right? So with independent and small chains businesses, you can have 90-day plans. So I'm a big fan of 90-day plans to be able to move the needle in the business, and we'll be talking about that, right? And one of the things, like just to give you a quick example before we move on, right? For those of you, if you run Facebook ads, for $10 a day for a week, a client of mine was able to reach over 11,000 people within a 10-mile radius and get 200 to 300 clicks to the restaurant around a particular event. So those are the kind of things, as an independent and small restaurant, you could do where larger restaurants might not be taking advantage of. Okay. So because of that, I decided that in 2014, early last year, so founded the Digital Restaurant is the name of the company, with a focus of helping restaurants succeed leveraging digital. Okay. So what are we? A digital restaurant is a digital agency for restaurants, right? Providing full service, consulting and on-demand training courses. As a company, we are focused on restaurants and restaurants only, right? We believe that by focusing on building this platform for restaurants, we can provide the greatest value. Now, this is becoming the marketing platform of choice, especially smaller restaurants, less than 20 units. Okay. Now, here's one of our clients is telling about us, right? Great help, done a wonderful job, and we are able to do it quickly and efficiently, right? So here is, we helped a business, been in business for 25 years, didn't even have a web presence, so quickly launching them before Christmas and building their catering business, and seeing them grow. So just to give an idea, like how we've been working with independent and smaller restaurants to kind of move the business forward. All right. So before I kind of go ahead, let me ask you, what is your number one goal as it relates to digital marketing, right? So please mention in the chat box below. I know there is a slight delay, so by the time you hear me and respond, it's going to be a delay. Whether it be revenue growth, or some of you may be even plan to expand to a new segment, like millennial segment is really helping drive, and probably that's what you're targeting. And maybe you're a new business trying to get brand awareness, or you're an established business having to deal with new competition. So if you would mention what is your number one focus, and you would hope to accomplish from your digital marketing, right? So it is kind of like, you'll benefit the most if you have clarity on this question, really, because as you look through all these strategies, having your number one goal in mind helps to kind of clarify what to adopt and how to sequence them, if you will, right? Now, I know that before this webinar, I had requested you to respond back and kind of mention, right, where you are in your business, and to give some insights, what you're, and then I know that I've gotten response back from some of you like Devin from Alabama, you wanting to know, about marketing and digital marketing for your restaurant to implement, right? So, nothing specific, but you're looking to kind of look for marketing ideas. I know Craig from, don't know the city here, but wanting to know how to penetrate the market, so possibly a newer business. So looking for ideas how to really establish yourself, right? So so go ahead and kind of mention, what is your number one goal. I will move ahead here a little bit. Okay. The next question I have for you is, like, what is your current state of digital? Getting a good feel of, where you are right now will help to kind of focus on where you need to go and what are the things digital strategies. So, just state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is, beginning out with no presence, to you have an online presence, to some level of engagement, to 4, to you have some digital marketing to attract new customers, and then 5 is you do have a loyalty program in place and you're actually nurturing this. So please state that as well, so you can get an idea who I'm speaking to as well. Okay, so moving ahead quickly, I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to go through this all the text over here, but essentially just give you a quick pull from 2 sources. One is the Infinite Dial 2015 report from Edison Research, which came out in March. And the other one was the NRA show, which just happened in Chicago maybe a few weeks ago. So some inputs from there I'm going to share with you. Right. So, I mean, this is not new. We should all be aware, that 70% of a smartphone, people listening to internet radio on their cars, social media. 65% of them use social media and Facebook. Podcasting as a new media channel has been exploding. And then here's the general perception of technology. A majority, 57%, that it's a really good thing. Some say it's not a good thing. And then obviously 90% of all users actually teenagers, and the young crowd have watched YouTube. So there's a video is a big portion of that, right? So nothing surprises here. On the from the restaurant show, there are a couple of important thoughts. If I were, these are my notes, right? This is important. Like 90% of guests today know about the restaurant menu and the reviews and about the restaurant even before that is come in. So this is huge. The online strategy is so important, right? Now, millennials, we know that use social and mobile to collect the most advice and get the reviews before they decide where to dine, right? And they view the dining experience as a social event. So that it's all about sharing pictures and photos and their experience with their other people. Now, on tabletop devices, like the general consensus among restaurateurs is it needs to provide a seamless integration and enhance the guest experience, and more importantly, it should not be disruptive. So this is one of the very key thoughts on technology, presence in the dining experience, right? So, and then online ordering, delivery, no wait apps, all kinds of are trending up because of the convenience factor, looking for convenience. And then lastly, no denying that there are too many seats and not enough to fill. So because a lot of people are snacking more, the eating out is formal eating out is sort of declining because of all the convenience stores and snacking out happening. So now this all should not come as a surprise to you, and maybe I was redundant in that, but one of the important questions you need to ask is, do I have a digital plan, and is my digital plan aligned to my business goals? And lastly, the most important question is my digital plan working, right? Is my digital plan helping to connect with the digital consumers, engaging with them and bringing them through my doors the first time and over again? Okay, so that's really the important question to ask, right? Out of this what I shared. So let's get to our 7 strategies. Okay, I'm going to take a pause here and take a look at Fantastic. And the chat response, anonymous 7045. I do not know the name. I'm just trying to figure out the name there. You asked a question, where are the open rates coming from? Ideas to bring more people to a restaurant. Okay, Devin is saying 5. I'd like to increase revenue and digital engagement. Okay, great, fantastic. So let's dive in. And the 7 strategies I'm going to talk about here fall into 3 broad categories: build, nurture, and convert. Okay, so let's go in there, right? So the first one is building a customer database. So if you take a look at your customer base right now, there is a pyramid, which on top of the pyramid is your dining customers, online ordering, and this might be a little different, but in a broad sense, you get the idea from the top of the dining customers to the bottom of website visitors, social media followers, and local area residents who are yet to dine at your place, right? And when you take a look at this, in terms of loyalty to your business, it ranges from the bottom, being aware, familiar, they like you, they love you, and they are absolutely loyal to your business, right? So when this once you have this understanding, the next step is really building a database which kind of consolidates into one database. Now, if you take a look at your business today, you probably have feedback cards and email club and loyalty club and online ordering and various things, and all your these customers I talked about reside all in a fragmented form. So the first step is to build one database and pull them together into one place. Okay. Number 2 is, and this kind of ties to number 1, right? If you do already have a website and a social media presence, how do you really get them to your email list, if you will, so that you can build up a channel? It's something called creating an irresistible giveaway. Now, how could that look like? And first question is why. Now, the reason is, you want to exchange their email address for a free giveaway. This is what something is called, and sometimes called ethical bribe, right? To kind of motivate them to give their email address in return for something. Now, what could that be? It could be anything like a useful PDF resource, like if you're an Italian restaurant, you can do how to make pizza at home, or if you are ice creams, right? Or if you're a healthy concept, you can talk about how to eat healthy at home. Or it could be a video of of something. But this is a chance for you to be creative, okay? And we'll talk about once you know what your target audience is, you can find something which is going to appeal to them, right? Or it could be as simple as, and most restaurants use this, could be a coupon, right? Like a $5 and something off, or a free something to in exchange for the email address. But once you have this giveaway, you can begin to capture on your website and social media. Okay. Second thing is know your guests. Now we talked about the top of the pyramid, dining guests, and how do you get to know them? Now this is like the age-old concept of feedback cards and fish bowls. Unfortunately, they're not very effective today, right? I mean, I don't have hard numbers, but from 100 people, you put in the feedback card in the checkout. I don't know, maybe it's a very 1%, 2%, very low fish balls, right? So we have been using some innovative technologies called a guest checkout tablet. And this is something we designed for a company for some of our local clients. And the way it works is at checkout, I want to also mention that this is not for having a tablet on every table. No, we firmly believe that to make ensure that the tablet is not disrupting the experience, right? So this was all about at checkout. And this is what exactly happens, right? At the end of the dining experience, the diner, the wait server asks, right, how's everything, and then hands out the guest tablet, and then really just leaves the tablet for about 5 minutes while they take care of the credit card or change, right? And so the guest actually interacts with the tablet for about 5 minutes. and there are actually 4 apps, right? And join the club, feedback form, play and will a trivia, and get the points. Now, I showed this as a custom software which we have developed for our clients. But then depending upon what you currently have, like your email service, or you have a loyalty program all together, this is something very easily you can implement in your concept, right? Whether it be a dining concept or be a fast casual, right? Fast casual could be a tablet at a checkout point, by ordering point or pickup, or if you're dining, then you can have a few tablets for server, and you could implement that, right? So, but obviously we developed this software to kind of be a seamless experience, and branded for the particular business. Okay, number 4 is choose the engagement channel. So the first 3 we talked about building, right? So how do we capture guests and email address? How do we build a database? Now number 4 is we're talking about nurturing. So in terms of nurturing our guests and customers, right? Now you all are I know you mentioned, like some of you mentioned 5, right? So you're pretty high, you're in a loyalty program. I didn't see anybody else, but you most likely you have a website, you do have a social media presence, right? So now the key question is what is the most effective channel to be able to effectively nurture your guests, right? In this chart you'll see that it's like a graph, right? From low cost, from left, high cost to low cost, and up and down is engagement. And in that in that quadrant, you see that on the top right quadrant, you do have email as a relatively low cost and high engagement. And I know I have a question about where did I get those numbers. I'm going to get to that in a second, right? And then in the low segment, right? And this is something I put together, right? From my assessment of various things, right? So one of the things we have been experiencing is the low organic reach, with Facebook, that has been declining over the past year. It is less than 2%. Now, if you do already have high engagement on Facebook page, that's great. Okay, you want to leverage it further. But if you're starting out, okay, and you're thinking which channel should I choose, then maybe take a look at some of the channels, right? And then there's the traditional radio and billboard, and even holding up a sign in the street corners. I guess it's effective, right? So when looking to kind of choose an engagement channel, I want to show a picture of where everything sits. Now we love email, and this is coming to the question about we can actually achieve very high engagement, and I'll talk about some of those strategies of how we reach that 50% plus open rates. Okay. Okay, now there is one question which everybody asks, social media or email, right? Before we can get to the question, it's very, very important to understand who is your ideal customer, and then which platform they are on. Okay, once you have a good sense of this, then it'll be easy to answer the question, which channel should I be leveraging, right? From the baby boomers, to the Gen X or the Gen Y millennials, right? So depending, so this is where you need to take a assessment of your business, and get a clear sense of who is your ideal customer. And another way to answer this question is, if you had to only have one customer and you can only serve one customer, what is the profile of the customer? And getting to know that ideal customer helps you in getting clarity on all your marketing strategies and specific tactics. Okay, so once you know that, and here is the some of the the numbers behind email marketing versus social media, right? So on the left is the source is the Pew Research Center report. Now, here is email versus social media, right? From the 18 to 29, email open rates, daily percentage of them are 62% versus 60%. And then going on, from the higher age group, from 50 to 64, 60% email versus 20%. Okay, so and then when you send a message, it is 10 times more likely to be seen through email at a minimum of 20 to 30% open rates versus Facebook 2%. And then regarding click-through rates, again 6 times more likely to get the click-through from email than versus Twitter. Okay, now the question is not either or, I believe, and this is my position, is it's actually both, right? Because the two separate channels act a little different. With email, you can be very direct, can push offers directly, but with social media, it's a little indirect. Okay, it's a little conversational, right? And so you have to use both depending upon what your customer profile is and what level you are in. Okay, so and then social media and email are complementary to each other, right? So that's the position. Okay, but nevertheless, you have to establish engagement channel and a high engagement channel for this digital marketing engine to work. Okay. Now, how do we engage with valuable content? And we're getting to answering the question, how do we get high open rates? Okay, the way so the way we kind of engage with the valuable content is, we provide value. Now, let me take a step back. Now, today, I have subscribed to many email lists, and specifically with the restaurants. And and all the emails I get, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, are all promotional emails, right? So I had my birthday a few months back, so I got a bunch of birthday emails. And since then, around every event, this Father's Day coming up, and I get this bunch of coupons for, so. And then July 4th will come and get a bunch of coupons for this thing. Now, the problem with that I see is really 100% of those emails I've gotten are all promotional, right? So I mentally, subconsciously, I've sort of like tuned myself out, right? And that is the reason why the response rates are low. Right now, I know that I have also subscribed to about 4 email lists, and I look forward to their emails and in the digital space, and the reason I look forward to that is, they provide me value. So I look forward to their email because they're either providing me some value per my interest, or they are entertaining because they're funny, right? So it kind of resonates with me. So that is why I have 100% open rates on them, right? So I go to my computer, search for the names, and open all the emails and read it when I have the time. Okay, so the key to that is providing value, right? Brand awareness, and you're nurturing, and then it develops the brand loyalty. And I'll talk about how we do that. The way we do that, this is one of the strategies, is balancing value with promotion, right? So in a 3:1 ratio formula. So once they've signed up, we provide a value, maybe a recipe, maybe a how-to, maybe when you're dealing with the millennials as your target segment, it need not be about your restaurant or food. It could be totally different fun topics to engage with them. So it all depends what your content strategy is. But one thing for sure is you got to mix up your promotion with providing content, and which is perceived as value for the recipient, right? So, and this I want to give an example, right? And this is an actual example of one of our clients for the month of June. So if you look into this, we're sending out a weekly email with soft promo and some articles, and developing some content for them around Father's Day. And then obviously we'll be sending out some promotions around their catering business, right? So just to give you a sense of how that looks tactically there. Okay, so now what you want to do is the next step is number 6 is integrate your marketing calendar, and it kind of relates to the previous topic we just talked about. Okay, so what instead of taking an ad hoc approach, oh, July 4th is coming up, let me put out a promotion. No, we actually recommend planning out your annual calendar, and obviously you're going to kind of revise it and build it out. But at one point, take a look at holistically your annual calendar. What are the holidays, what are the various quarters, the various segments, what are the various campaigns you want to run, and then take a look at your editorial calendar and take a look at your promotions calendar, and kind of have a holistic marketing calendar there, right? And you want to determine what kind of deals. And the beauty, I mean, the benefit of this is, when you take a holistic approach, you can get your team behind this. Number one, many benefits, right? The second thing is, you're not reacting to promotions. And then the most important benefit is, once you go through one cycle for 1 year, like as you're going through this, and you test and optimize it, you can actually use this from year to year. And then your marketing machine is kind of on autopilot, if you will, right? So it takes a little bit of work to set it up, okay, and you build it along the way, but there is a lot of value in setting this up. Okay, then once you have your marketing calendar, and you are able to deliver your coupons, and in a very simple fashion through QR coupons, or depending upon what loyalty program or email marketing program you have. But we recommend simple QR coupons through email program, and then you're able to validate and prevent fraud by tracking the redemptions and validating through a simple QR app at your business. Okay, so that is integrated marketing calendar. So finally, the number 7 is simplify your loyalty program. We are going at a fast pace here. Let me pause, and before I go into this, and see if I have any kind of input on this side. Okay, great, fantastic. So we're talking about the last is simplify your loyalty program. Frankly speaking, a lot of the loyalty programs out there are very complicated. And here's some numbers. 44% of loyalty members are active, for two big reasons. One is they're too complicated, right? Like you have to sign up with some card, carry coupon to print, download apps on the mobile phones, and things. It's complicated, right? And they are not engaging with customers, and that's what I just talked about in the prior to in the nurture things, right? Not engaging with customers in a meaningful manner, right? Either through the customer feedback, or after the dining experience has ended, hey, sending a thank you, sharing some relevant content, and keeping that engagement open, right? So that's the current state. So that's why need to really take a look at your loyalty program, and see how you can have a simple. Now, one of the things we at a company here we've done is we've done a lot of research, and we're working with our clients, figured out a loyalty program that works, which is simple and low tech. And and it depends from client to restaurant to restaurant. But really implementing a simple one of the three, either be a POS loyalty, now kind of like the Walgreens model, right? If you've been to Walgreens, and you at the checkout line, at the end of the checkout, they say, hey, punch in your phone number, and immediately gives you your points, and you add your points, and you get an email. It's very seamless. I don't have to carry a card. I don't have to download an app. There is an app if I want to, but it is very seamless. Okay, so I tend to kind of use it much more than maybe like a belly card. I have to remember to carry my belly card to the business, right? So just to give an example, right? So you can run that from your POS, your current POS loyalty. You can have your staff run that, and input a phone number through a phone number, and you sort of like a check-in model, right? Or you can have a tablet loyalty. Like one of the things we did, and I talked to you about, in a guest checkout program, is actually we put this loyalty in an app within the tab, so that at the end of the dining experience, they can just hit a button and do their check-in right there and then. They don't even have to use their phone. So it's very seamless. And then they get an email that they have so many points, and if there have been any rewards. Okay. Or if some of the customers, like the younger ones, want to check their reward points and stuff, then there is a mobile app. But the difference between this mobile app is it's not really the app you have to really download from the app store and stuff. This is actually a web app, and there's a big difference. So you can actually, through a simple URL, you can open this up and save it as a home app, and you're done. Okay, so the bottom line is we wanted to ensure that our loyalty program is really, really very simple for our users to be able to, kind of sign up and use. Okay. Okay, great. So we kind of covered the 7 strategies in a fast manner, right? And we just about the 40-minute mark. So we are doing good, right? So let me summarize now what this all means. I covered 7 things here. So we talked about first to build, right? To build a customer database, one database, and then create a giveaway so we can capture our online customers through our website and social media, social platform, all into that one database. Then know your guests, your dining guests, right, by getting their email and feedback. And we suggested a tablet, guest checkout tablet, to be able to do that quickly. And this is one of the things I didn't even mention in my talk, is reputation management, right? Today, reputation management is important, because a 1-star difference in ratings translates to about 9% revenue directly. Okay, and this is I don't have the report on top of me, but it was published, and we can I can pull that up. But that is huge, and that reputation management is important, because as we talked about, all millennials are looking for the ratings and review before they even decide to dine at your restaurant. Okay, so instead of being reactive, right, trying to change a 1-star review, or trying to we thought it would be the best and easier, frankly, to be proactive. So and that's where one of the things is, through the guest checkout tablet, they've just finished their meal, they had just had experience, they're about to walk out in 5 minutes, they're providing a feedback, and that directly goes into the restaurant management, right? So we're getting valuable feedback, and maybe even an opportunity to kind of interface before the walkout if they have a problem, to kind of rectify it right there and there. So so we talked about it. Know your guests, interact with them right away. Next, we talk about nurturing, choosing an engagement channel, and providing some insights on what channels provide the best. But we are as you can tell, we believe in the email marketing and email channel a lot, because I mean, if you have been in 2012, they were predicting the demise of email, and instant messaging is here to stay and replace email. And here in 2015, email is still one of the most effective channels, right, to communicate, right, and promote. So and then through email, we can nurture valuable content. We just talked about relevant, valuable content. And then the last step was around converting, having an integrated marketing calendar, which integrates your content and your promotions. And then finally, having a simple loyalty program, which is helping to bring back your customers over and over again through your doors, right? So I talked about quite a few. Then this is really the integrated digital plan for your restaurant, right? Incorporating the 7 strategies in your marketing plan that you can actually execute over the next 90 days. Now, can you execute all of them? If you want to, that's great. But at least get some ideas, right? To kind of make some adds to your current plan, right? So when you leave this webinar, you will have received a lot of information from me. But if you haven't done this before, and I do not have a clear sense of all your businesses, right? This can be a bit overwhelming, right? So is it okay if I show you kind of like the fast and easy way to accelerate your success in digital marketing for your restaurant? So let me introduce you to some, a further help from me past this webinar. What we offer is three things, but let me kind of start with the digital strategy session. So this is a strategy session we do for an hour, and we do an audit of your current systems. And then we're not just talking about your digital marketing, but taking a look at your restaurant systems and operations, your menu, little bit, to take a look at how's your menu performing, right? And then really go into the strategies and the tactics, right? The 7 strategies we talked about, and how to sequence them for best results. So in a nutshell, you actually get a digital roadmap, and a 90-day plan of action to execute the project. So we'll do this over a 60-minute call. We'll have email follow-up, and then we'll have monthly QA calls, similar to this webinar, but in a much more interactive, and two-way, to ask your questions, and do that. So that is a chance for you to engage after the webinar. And we kept it at a very minimal price of $197. And this is a special webinar offer, right, to kind of get your plans going. The next thing is really, a full service digital marketing package. And obviously it depends upon the assessment of where your business is and where you want to go. And as you can see, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this is a holistic program taking a look at, and this is something we do for you. Upon engagement, we actually become your digital department almost on a fractional basis, and we are doing your content marketing, from developing the content to developing your integrated calendar, and doing your email delivery, and designing your offers and promotions, to even establishing a loyalty program for you. So as you can see, it's a very comprehensive end-to-end. And as I mentioned, this is now we become your digital department, right? So and our team of really goes to work to help and to help you succeed. Okay, so obviously you don't have a price there, because it depends upon your assessment in a few things, but we assess what is the right what you currently have and what you need, and we develop a custom code there. The other piece, the third one to the right, is the self-serve model. And really this is around a loyalty program I talked to you about, right? So custom branding your loyalty program, and you can implement either of the one of the three I talked to you about, the tablet loyalty, or POS, loyalty, or mobile app for your customers, right? So, and then within there you have your email marketing set up, as well as SMS messaging, if you choose to avail that. Okay, now this starts at at $47 per month with a setup fee. And but it again depends upon where you are at and what is the justified. Because I'll give an example. For example, if you already have email list of 2,500 already, so it's not going to be 47. I'll tell you, because it will be at a higher level, if you will. And then depending upon your need, for if you are doing SMS marketing, if you're like a pizzeria kind of business versus a fine dining, it will be different. So again, I suggest you call for details. So what I was going to, irrespective of the right to, I think the best way for you to go forward is the strategy session. And should you pass the strategy session, you get a digital roadmap. And should you want to move forward with the full service package, or the self-service custom branded loyalty program, with email marketing and stuff, so that would be applied as a credit. Okay, so the 197 would be applied as a credit towards those programs. Okay, and this is how the digital marketing platform looks like. Just want to give you a sense here. So it has again, it's a holistic package, marketing platform with email, SMS, and loyalty, with a customer database, one database we talked about, with content, with the feedback mechanism we talked about from customers, promotions engine, and then the customer facing is the guest tablet and mobile app. Okay, and then the content, which is created once and can be delivered through your website and social media, in addition to the email and other channels, right? So that's how it looks like. And this is the digital restaurant marketing platform which we offer to our clients. Okay, quick one. This is what one of our customers, clients have been talking about. Now, this is a lot of text, so I'm not going to go through that. But I want to kind of give a sense of, right, what this client is conveying here. So, a couple of things. First thing is, right, effective online presence, simple, easy, and very friendly, which has resulted in they're not getting that many phone calls, and that up in traffic as well. The other one is, this is directly related to why it is so important to have a 90-day plan and move the needle on your business quickly. So Tony, is a general manager here in a Mexican restaurant. He says that in this business you do not want to wait 3 or 4 months. It'll cost you a lot of money. And the important thing is to get there quicker and start to make changes into your business, right? And the last thought he has about is the guest checkout tablet. They were uncomfortable trying to get email addresses and asks from customers. So by introducing the guest checkout tablet, and just a couple of them in the restaurant, the the wait servers are presenting this at the end of their meals. They were literally able to capture about 90% of their guests, because there was one once in a while some guests will say, no, I don't want to interact with the tablet, or I don't want to give my but pretty high 90%. So if you think about in a monthly basis the number of customers coming to those doors, and you're able to capture 90% of them, and assuming that that no repeat customers, so you're able to actually set up a communication channel with your dining customers, which is very powerful, right? So I just want to share this. This is a real testimonial from a local client of ours. Okay, I guess we are pretty much done here. Click the button below if it shows up. It should show up to go through that. If you have any troubles, to get the strategy session. And frankly speaking, I love to kind of work with you to get to know about your business. And so the strategy session is really an opportunity for us to kind of engage after this webinar, and learn about what are your specific needs, and share. And as you can tell, we have a very innovative approach. So even some of the things we might not have even have talked about in this webinar, maybe even if it is applicable, will come out in our consulting situation. Okay, so with that, pretty much I'm done. Good. So we are in the QA session. So we have great. We have an 8 minutes here, I believe. So let's hear your questions. If you do have any questions, and then some. Okay, so I hope I've answered the question about open rates coming from. So the open rates. Sorry, Anand 7045. I hope I get a name here. Okay. So okay, I'm trying to scout for a name here, but nevertheless, where are the open rates coming for? So in email, in a pretty standard 20 to 30% is the industry standard, and so what we talked about here is bumping from 30% to 50% is our goal, and the key to that, and as you can tell, is through our content marketing strategy. Okay, frankly speaking, if you look at content marketing, right, and no email service provider does that. Like if you look at a MailChimp or a Constant Contact or a Weber, they do have the content marketing capabilities of segmentation and stuff, but they will not do it for you. You have to do it, right? Now, if you look at the big email platforms in the restaurant industry, I would not mention the names, but you know them. They don't do content marketing. And as an example, I will encourage you, go ahead and kind of sign up for a half a dozen email list of popular restaurants out there, right? Or the big restaurants, and you see what you get. All you get literally 100% of them are promotions, right? So there is no content marketing. That is, somebody told me that Hooligans may have content marketing. So this is one of the unique ways we are engaged, and that is why our full service package are limited spots only, because we are a small team, relatively. We are not the McDonald's, right? So with the hundreds of people in the digital team. So that's why we have to really align our expectations with our clients. That's why we encourage to talk and have a conversation before we text. So content marketing is really the key. And with the information landing on our email boxes and social media platforms, that is to stand apart. The key is really delivering valuable content. Okay. Anything else? I am here. If you have any more questions, I'd love to answer that. Go ahead and any more questions? Let me just check the email open rates. Okay. Fantastic. Good. So I guess we are close to the hour. I'll give you the gift of a few minutes of time. Great talking to you all, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions, or send us an email to support at thedigitalrestaurant.com. And have a great day, and all the best with your with your business.